it to the top floor, but we started from the gutter.
It's Week 18 of the National Football League as we showcase It's the Lions and the reigning AFC champs, and it's coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from Memphis. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. That will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Looking to throw. Curtis. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Curtis. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And all that, nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. Ooh, with a juke. Unable to corral him. He fights through. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
That's good. First down.
They'll run on first down. It's Berry, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steamers have taken the early lead. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And I'll tell you what a bird's eye view I've got here, because that was actually something else to watch. Not a lot of wiggle in that. That was catch it and go, and to use those wheels of his, the absolute devastating effect.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. We do know that they are postseason bound, but they're leaking a little oil, so to speak, as they kind of limp into January.
Yeah, and that oil can set fire to their season, can't it?
Look at that.
See what I did there? But here's the thing that we've both seen in the NFL. Teams...
And he can't escape, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the gun, Curtis. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And this offense takes 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. To drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And he's got this down to the 35. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
On 1st down, it's Barry. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Hands it off out of the gun. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Wide open receiver, complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line.
It's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway, because that's your strength.
On 2nd down, it's Barry. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. They'll try. Time, he is in. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steamers have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8-ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much there at all, as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Curtis. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. From the gun on 3rd down. Curtis. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It's fielded at the 45. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have an excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
The 16-yard line brings up 2nd down.
And to give this time to the tailback. He will push his way down to about the 14. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Results in a 4th down.
And his kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So a great first quarter continues here as they add on to that lead.
And Brandon, I think it sets up what's going to be an important drive because it's now 17-0. So the other guys, they got to figure out something quick before this game gets away from them.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And Detroit getting set to go now. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Second and 11. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. To throw on 3rd down, Curtis. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And take it right on the 30. 17-0 our score after 1. On to the 2nd quarter. Memphis in possession of the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
But you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 50 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield.
Good sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in?
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steamers are able to add on to their first half lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Point after, right down the middle. And a route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Hands it off out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Curtis forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Under pressure, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back to throw. Curtis. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Curtis. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 15. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now an option play on 2nd down. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 85 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over, because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
They'll run on 1st down. Barry. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Well, he's going to go for it all. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Another shot now for this Lions offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Operating from the gun, Curtis. Throwing left side here, and it's complete.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to left.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. Curtis. The Sanders has got it complete. So able to break through the initial contact and then down right near the 25.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Back to throw again. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
It's caught by Sanders. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Now they got to get to the line quickly. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll look to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The ball on the 8 still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. Again, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now down to 20. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. Now we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They'll set up a throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence.
Now, I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Steamers would extend their lead here just before halftime.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point forthcoming. And that stretches the lead to 27. 5 plays there on that drive. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start our tour out west, AFC style. Denver heading to Southern Nevada to take on Las Vegas. And it's the Raiders who have the lead in that one. The Raiders locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. The Cowboys seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And it was the visiting Chicago Bears who come away with the victory. Justin Fields, a touchdown pass in the victory. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for our home team, it's been no contest in terms of the rushing yards. You see a much, much brighter picture there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Here's 2nd and 8. He finds his man, complete. That's Barron. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 3rd down. Back to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown. A big play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Steamers just continue to roll. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
And I caught a quick glimpse of him before the ball was snapped, and there was something about his body language where you could tell early in this play he wasn't just thinking first down. He was thinking end zone, and he got there.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Looking to throw. Curtis. And that's complete to Sanders. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Back to throw. Curtis. And once again, this is Sanders. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's long, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, that's not exactly how they drew that one up, nor practiced it, because on first down, you're trying to get some yardage to set up second and third down calls. In this case, had to drop it off to his running back. But boy, they closed quickly on that one and stopped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive. It just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, we talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys...
And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed. It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. He'll decide to keep this once more. Pushes past him. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
First and 10. Taking in our second half blowout material. They'll go option to the short side. Powering forward. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steamers are pouring it on. Well, wherever he is on the field, he is certainly slippery with a football in his hands, and he proved it right there.
And normally moves like that aren't supposed to work this deep in the red zone because there's not enough space. Normally way more effective when you're working out in the open field. But here, incredible shiftiness, excellent contact balance, and he works his way into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Taken at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. To throw on second down, Curtis. Escaping the pressure right. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is picked up by the defense. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. A pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Now he'll try to run with this. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. On third down. It's Barry. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And his kick is indeed good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, man.
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And to give this time to the tailback. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here. Here
comes the Lions punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the 3rd and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And, partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Memphis, Tennessee. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. Not much room to run. Just gets it to the 35 after showcasing his tough running. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. He finds his man, complete. That's Barry. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
On first down, it's Barry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 111 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll keep it on the ground. Barry able to push his way through. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll run on first down. It's Barry. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
He will push his way down to about the 14. On 3rd down, it's Barry.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Barry, and this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down now, it's Barry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So out comes the field goal team once more. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick here is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Throwing on first down, Curtis. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. On 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's long. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Well, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The Lions on 3rd down. They're hitting it just 30%, 3 for 10. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. Curtis can't get away, and he's taken down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, and this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
A 40-yard loss.
Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
They bring their punter out there now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Yeah, Detroit back in possession of the football. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. On 1st and 10, Curtis. Flushed out right. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Back to throw. Curtis. He finds his man. Complete. That's Sanders. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Curtis. In trouble, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down and a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back to throw. Curtis. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense, and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And notice you use the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. Thank goodness. That means this next drive is going to begin first and goal already at the 5-yard line. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And now following the desperation turnover on downs, they're set up with a 1st and goal to go. Now this is a nice little gift wrap situation as they take over 1st and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Barry, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working, and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do it. It's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the home team here, they get yet another victory to finish the year at 14-3 overall. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the loss means they'll finish up the regular season at 10-7. And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture.